Hi everyone, welcome to the Little Miss Funeral YouTube channel. I wasn't planning on making a video today, so excuse this. But basically something happened at work today that brought up a memory of a time when I lost somebody in my family, and I kind of wanted to talk about that and then talk about my experience and hopefully be able to get everything that I'm thinking about up here verbally out to you guys. Currently we have a little bit of a different situation going on at work where somebody passed away and their family was not the one who was legally taking care of this. Something was brought up about the person who's deceased and one of their children. A comment was made by somebody. That comment was, well, they must not be close or care about the deceased person because legally they weren't in charge of them while they were living. That kind of made me think about when I lost my paternal grandmother. If anybody who's watching this reads my blog, Little Miss Funeral, you probably will realize that I write a lot about losing my paternal grandfather when I was 12 years old. Me and my grandfather were very close. He was the only grandfather that I had growing up, and he was honestly the best guy in the entire world. So growing up, I was just really close to him, and my grandmother, my paternal grandmother, his wife, I did not have a really close relationship with her. Long story short, my grandmother ended up passing away then when I was 16 years old. At this point, she had already been in a nursing home for just a couple of years. Like I said before, I just never had that close-knit grandma relationship with her growing up, so when she passed away, because it was a little bit expected, I don't think that I openly grieved maybe like people expected me to. When my parents told me that she died, I didn't cry, and I didn't really cry throughout her wake or funeral mass at all. At her funeral, we had an opportunity to have a eulogy said. So my parents were trying to figure out who would say this eulogy. She had two grandchildren, myself and then my older brother. My brother was closer with my grandmother than I was, and he didn't really want to talk or give the eulogy or do anything like that. So I told my parents that I would do it, that I'd be able to go up and talk about her when it was time to get up and say the eulogy. I went up, got to the microphone. Honestly, like the minute I said her name, I started bawling my eyes out. For me, getting up and saying her eulogy was when all of the emotions and when all of that grief and when everything just really became real. The point of me sharing that story with all of you is just to say that from my family or outsiders or different people looking in, when I had lost my grandmother, people could have said, oh, you know, she wasn't really close with her grandma, so of course she's not grieving, and of course she's not going through emotions and taking it as hard as other people. But the thing is that you really never know what other people are going through. Just because I didn't have that, you know, sugar-coated, sweet grandmother relationship with her didn't mean that I didn't still love her. It just means that when you lose somebody, you go through grief differently every single time. Everybody's relationship is going to be different, and it's not our job as outsiders looking in to judge people and to say, well, you should be grieving, you shouldn't be grieving. You love them and you didn't love them. Death is not black and white. Death is very gray. I just think that by sharing my story about my grandmother with all of you, that maybe for those of you watching this, it would open your eyes a little bit and just reiterate that, you know, we should always be showing kindness to people, especially when somebody has just experienced a loss, because you're not in their shoes and you don't know what they're going through. That's my little story. I hope that you liked this video. Hopefully you got a little bit out of it. If you did like this video, you can give it a thumbs up, and don't forget to hit the subscribe button below so that you can see any other videos that I may put up on this YouTube channel. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you all next time.